story that does matter to you today. So join me in welcoming Ruth and Wood as she speaks her power.
How many people are getting their dreams out of the drawer today? Let's have a round of applause. February 14th on Valentine's Day was my last day at high school. A couple days later, I got a job that lasted 5 hours as a telemarketer. And a couple days later, my grandmother called me and asked me if I wanted to go on a trip with her. And I said, sure. A couple years ago, we had gone to Taos, New Mexico. Where are we going? She said, I've never been to Indonesia before. So this began my journey around the world, my very first big trip anywhere. And across the world, I met these amazing people that the biggest things they wanted from the people that would trade bags of rice to come onto their soil was candy and pens so they could write, because they didn't have either. And so when I went back home, I knew I had to do something, whatever it took, to live my dreams. I went to shiatsu massage school to help with the scoliosis in my back. And I noticed it helped me and it helped other people. And since 1994 to the early part of this decade, I was a massage therapist. And I helped people. And then I started noticing on the massage table, they had stories. Stories of their relationships, stories of their career, stories that were stuck in their bodies. And I had learned this theater exercise visiting my mother in Sarasota, Florida, called Walkabout, just Walkabout. But I quickly turned it into Walkabout for the Soul. And what I would have people do is walk around the room, and then I would say, all right, shift the way you're moving your feet. Shift the way you're talking. And now tell a new story. And within 15 minutes, their story turned from this to this. And they would come out with these most extraordinary monologues just by changing their stories and just by changing their posture in their body. So now I help people write their stories and lock that experience they have in their body and carry those stories on to a whole new level. After helping people publish their stories for half a decade, in the last year I've been interviewing people around the world inspired by the Nobel Peace Project conversation back last October when our president of the United States was nominated for an award. And I began asking people in my local and global community, how do you live your peace?
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for your courage to do this.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
It's definitely a work in progress. Thank you.
I think it's remarkable to take an idea and then 6 weeks later we're all sitting here.
I'm very
It's pretty
honored.
powerful, Ruth.
Very honored. Oh, thank you.
Let the games begin.
Yes, let the games begin.
To be an inspiration of peace.
Celebrate.
Woo! I'm Herc and I'm here for lunch.
I'm Barbara, and I am here because Ruth requested it, and Ruth has inspired me for decades.
Whoa.
Karen, clarity.
And it led me to some pretty extraordinary people like Marsh Engel and Dr. Judith Orloff and Alan Cohen and Edie Weinstein, and I got to meet all these people. So I encourage you, these local conversations that you have in your own life and the stories you tell your own self can start to grow and tell people in your local and global communities. So I invite you to get your dreams out of the drawer by really listening to your conversations with your body as well as your conversations in your community. Thank you very much.